Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video here today and another episode of my F1 2019 career mode. And today we are here for the Italian Grand Prix, Ferrari's home race, and our first race in red in this career mode. So pressure's on to try and deliver, and both myself and Danny Kvyat are going to be going all out to try and perform. If you guys missed the last episode at Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix, then go watch it guys by clicking the link in the top right hand corner of your screen. But today, here we are, the Temple of Speed, the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. No rain expected this race, and it's going to be a dry weekend. Also, we have two upgrades on the car. One of them is a minor one for the fuel consumption. The other one is a ultimate upgrade for the front downforce. And those two put together is going to mean that we are going to really close the gap to the teams in front of us, especially Alfa Romeo and Racing Point. Red Bull, on the other hand, have actually maxed out their Red Bull car to 1,021 points in total. And I believe that car is 100% upgraded now with the asterisk of possibly reliability upgrades. But other than that, that car is 100% as fast as it can be, and they're going to be really hard to catch now because realistically it's not going to happen. You know, Verstappen's too far ahead and Red Bull and the constructors are too far ahead, so really they're going to be a challenge for next season. But for this season, we've still got a target of getting second in the drivers and second in the constructors championship, and that is still achievable, and we can still do it if we keep on improving at this rate. So currently we do have a major chassis upgrade on the way for the next race at Singapore, so we're going to keep adding upgrades over time, and hopefully the car will continue to improve. And also we have another ultimate aerodynamic upgrade as well scheduled for the Russian Grand Prix, so there are going to be upgrades on the car for the next two races at least, which is really good. And again, the sign of continued improvement on the car. But jumping into qualifying, we are going to go for 3 runs in this session. And out of those 3, the last one was actually my best run. So first of all, you can see here, my first one, it was actually a pretty solid banker lap, to be honest with you. And the car was working pretty damn well. Kvyat setting the pace in the Ferrari. And straight away, we went out there to send a statement to everybody that Ferrari meant business this weekend. And we wanted to try and improve, for the home fans and really upturn our form a little bit. As we go P4, it's looking really good so far. Vettel's done his lap, so is George Russell. And Kvyat was still quickest. Eventually, Verstappen got onto the top of the timesheets, but it was only Verstappen who was quicker than Kvyat. He's the only man so far as we pick up an evaluation there. And we actually go for a spin out of the gravel there on our second attempt. So we've only got the last attempt here to find something, and we are currently way down in P8, so we need to try and improve here, and this lap is going to be absolutely crucial to see where we can go. Currently Verstappen P1 and Kvyat P2 with George Russell, I believe, P3, so we're going to see what we can do here as we open up the DRS now and kick off our lap using overtake mode on the pit straight, and now getting ready for turn 1. Trying to brake just before the 100-meter board, then down a few gears into turn 1, third gear for the entry and then second on the apex, and then try and hold it on the exit. Really important to get a smooth bit of traction as we now make our way through turn number 3 into Curva Grande, and currently pretty much matching the delta, although we're going to keep the car a little bit more tight to the right hand side to kind of make up for lost time. Now braking as the 100-meter board appears. You want to try and go down to 4th gear. Really important to take a big chunk of curb on the left-hander to really open up the right and open up your exit, as we do a good job there of finding nearly 0.2 of a second as we now go through Lesmo number 1. And I made a mistake at Lesmo 2, and I actually made the exact same mistake again. I just got sideways on the exit, which is what I did last time. And yeah, it was a really annoying one, because I reckon there was another 1/10 of a second if we hadn't made that mistake for the second time. I did that on my first run, and it cost me a 1/10, and I reckon we was 2/10 up. If we added another 1/10, we'd be about 3/10 up right now. Instead though, we're currently just barely up on our previous best as we now make our way down towards Parabolica. We're going to absolutely throw the car in at the 50-meter board, down 3 gears, possibly a 4th, and then quickly back up the 5th, using all the road on the left-hand side to try and get the power down. And we are going to find a 1/10.5, but in hindsight, only P6, 3/10 off the pace. But I think you got to give me at least 2/10, and if I'd got those 2/10, we could have potentially put it on the front row. And worst case scenario, we definitely should have got 3rd. I think that was definitely achievable. A 1/10 of a second was not hard to find, and we definitely had it in our pocket. So disappointing, really. I think the car really improved this weekend. You could really notice the improvements. Kvyat showing that by getting a front row, and we should have definitely been 3rd or maybe even 2nd. Either way, it was a good qualifying session for us, and I feel confident that we have a good race car underneath us for the race tomorrow. With that being said, overall, I've got to say the upgrades worked an absolute treat, and hopefully they continue to work a treat in the race tomorrow. With that being said, though, that is it for qualifying here at Monza, and we're now going to move into the race of round number 14 of the season, of Ferrari's home race at the Italian Grand Prix.
It's race day here in Italy once again. Monza, home to so many records. The smallest winning margin, for example. Do you remember in 1971, Peter Gethin beat Ronnie Peterson to the line by 1/100th of a second. There were 40 overtakes for the lead alone in 1965, and Kimi Raikkonen clocked a record top speed of 230 miles per hour here, just over a decade ago. So there's a lot to live up to then for all of our drivers today. With top speeds reaching 215 miles per hour, only a few places can challenge Monza's crown as the fastest circuit in F1. Hard braking zones going into the 3 chicanes make up the majority of the 11 corners on this 3.6-mile circuit. And just in case the slipstream wasn't enough, 2 DRS zones will help encourage some closer action. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Can we begin by having a chat about Charles Leclerc? There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Well, at the end of the day, it's always better to take some pain now than parking it up halfway through the Grand Prix. Let's just hope they can put that new gearbox to good use and get the results they're looking for.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. And Daniel Kvyat lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Gasly, Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Martinez, Vettel, Perez, Norris, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Albon, Bottas, Kimi Raikkonen, and Leclerc, Stroll, Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Roman Grosjean. Sainz and Nico Hülkenberg completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, so here we are then for the race at Monza, starting from 6th place and on the 3rd row. The good news is Daniel Kvyat starts on the front row alongside Max Verstappen, and hopefully he can try and get the jump on him. Meanwhile, for us, we should have been 3rd. I think that's what we could have done in qualifying. Instead, we're starting from 6th place and a little bit further down than what I'd hoped for. Having said that, I think we've got a good car underneath us here today to try and make something happen. In terms of strategy, we are going to start, of course, on the soft tyres and then go on to the mediums as our second stint and our only stop of the race. No rain expected, and we are going to run a 1.5 laps extra fuel. Reason being is because Monza, we're going to need the extra power on the straights to try and attack and defend, and you know, this is a very high consuming track in terms of fuel, so we're going to see how we get on. Hopefully it's a decent race and we can try and get ourselves onto the podium. With that being said, let's get racing, and it's now time for the Italian Grand Prix. Right, here we go then. We're going to try and get a decent start here as the 5 red lights come on and lights out, and away we go for the Italian Grand Prix. We're going to cover off Perez, but he still commits to the inside. Fair play. That is a super aggressive move. For us, though, it's been a poor start. We haven't really made any progress. We've lost a lot of positions. Vettel and Perez have got past. Norris is trying to get past as well, but we're just going to keep him at bay. Let's see these two, Vettel and Perez here, side by side, going through Curva Grande. If we can get past both of these guys, we'll be back to where we started. Meanwhile, Kvyat hasn't had the best start. He's definitely not challenging for the lead. I think he's being attacked for 2nd place, and he is currently side by side with a Red Bull, it seems. Looks like Alpha, I think Gasly actually hit the front, which is quite surprising. So Verstappen's had an absolute shocker of a start as we make our way through the Lesmos. A couple of side by side cars here. Really important to try and get some clean air like Gasly has out front, because once you get the clean air, it's almost impossible to get, you know, out of a slipstream battle. We're going to try and look on the inside here of Sebastian Vettel into Ascari. Reason being is because he's going to get tripped up by the AI braking early, as Kvyat is still battling here, side by side with the Red Bull. Look at this, it's all getting a bit chaotic here. We're going to try and get on the inside of Perez into the Parabolica. A little bit cautious in the braking because I don't want to run into the back of another car. But we're going to get the better line there, and Perez backs out. So there we go, back up the P6 and back to where we started. Gasly absolutely running away out front. But this scrap in front of us is going to be a really heavy scrap. 3 wide here, Red Bulls and Kvyat. Hamilton lurking in the distance. We're just going to see what happens. A bit of a lock-up, a little bit of contact. Hamilton's a bit slow, but he gives us a bit of a squeeze onto the grass, and that's going to allow Perez to get straight back past. Oh dear, I hate that when that happens, when the AI don't leave you the space. Now Vettel's right on my rear. This is the beauty of Monza, but also the worst thing about it, it's so frustrating. Getting constantly in battles. Kvyat still battling away here as we almost run into the back of Sergio Perez. Sebastian Vettel looking for a move here. He gets the acceleration and the exit speed on us. So we have to go defensive into Lesmo. Looks like everything's kind of shuffled out a little bit now. Kvyat in the end has got dropped down to P4 as both Red Bulls have gotten past, which is not ideal. Sebastian Vettel gaining on us behind here, but hopefully we'll be okay into Ascari. Vettel's going to get the run here. I just can't get any acceleration out of corners. the AI just constantly get perfect acceleration out of every single corner. I could get really clean traction, but I seem to lack an acceleration. I can't do nothing about it. You'll see here we just completely drop off the racing point, even though I've had a clean run. There's just nothing I can do about it. Even my own teammate gets a better acceleration than me, and I can't explain that. That's just coding and AI not being consistent. See here, for example, I've had a nice run through there, but we've lost so much ground, and somehow I'm further back than what I was. It just doesn't make any sense either way. This is going to get interesting now because the AI are battling with the RS. We've got the Red Bull side by side, and Fiat's lurking, but this is allowing Gasly out front to pull away, which is what you want around here. The second you break away and get clean air, you're going to get the chance to open up the gap and pull away. Looks like all these guys are taking a weird line into the Lesmo. We're going to have a look around the outside of Perez. No way through though. It's so annoying because whenever I go for any kind of move, it puts me on the back foot instantly because I can't get any acceleration. As you can see here, we're just dropping back, and this is allowing Sebastian Vettel to get a run on me. It doesn't make any sense. I can't do nothing about it. I need to get a move done, and it has to be a definitive one. But again, here I'm going to lose out on acceleration. You can see, even just a little bit, that puts me so far behind, I can't get any kind of a run into a parabolica, which is so annoying. And again through here, you'll see what I mean. Traction down about the same time as Perez, but we're losing out. And Sebastian, here he comes, he's right my gearbox again. Luckily for me, I've got just about enough to stay in front now. Top speed's okay, I've just got 0 acceleration. I want to try a different line this time. I'm going to try around the outside into turn 1 and then get the inside for turn 2. We'll put Perez on the grass because that's what Hamilton did to me earlier on. So there we go, we'll take that. Here comes Seb, he's got the momentum behind us. Ooh. Hamilton's gone. Can't see a damn thing. And there's been a crash behind.
The safety car is out. The safety car is out. We need to form up and reduce the pace. Keep a close eye on that delta time. Make sure to keep it positive. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace. Right, some information on Hamilton. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
That was a lot to take in just one moment, but oh my goodness me, we're down to 17 cars, and that was absolutely mental, a high-speed crash. Now the question is, shall I pit and go to the end, use the safety car to get the pit stop out of the way? Because we are in P5, but it's a long way to go on mediums, it's a really long way to go. Right, looks like no one's pitting, so we're going to box in. Get it all slowed down, there we go. We're going to go for the hard tyre. It's not going to be a very fast one, but it means we get the pit stop out of the way. You can see all the cars in the back straight there. We should be okay with this.
Complete, go now.
There goes Bottas and Stroll. If I can rejoin in front of Raikkonen now, that would be perfect. We're going to turn the engine up. Here comes Raikkonen and all the traffic. Some of the cars are pitting in. This is going to be really close. Oh dear, that was a bit leery, but we have managed to leave the pits. Right, I think we've started in behind Ricciardo, which is okay. We gave that way too much gas on the exit. I held my breath there for a second, but... Right, so we're going to the end of the race on these now. This is going to be interesting. Obviously, you might see some cars go into mediums, but I'm hoping this will be the golden ticket for us to try and hit the front. Gasly's lead up front will be reduced because of the safety car, so that's gone now. We ain't stopping, so we should have a pit stop advantage of everybody else, and it's a question of holding that gap for the rest of the race. So it is doable, but it is also going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. Right then, here we go. Safety car coming in. We're going to try and get that restart absolutely spot on. Ricciardo's in the Toro, so that's the slowest car on the grid, so if we can dispose of him quickly, that'd be great. Make sure the brakes are up to temperature, that's important. Double check the temperatures, there we go. Everything's looking good. Now we can get ready for this. Restart's going to be so key. We're going to give it full power. Hopefully we can time it right. We're going to be right on the corner, which is not good. I'm going to try and open up the line a little bit. There we go. Right then, there's the restart. Let's get past Ricciardo straight away. Looks like we might be able to get the Mercedes as well. these cars that are bottom of the table, you're going to notice the lack of performance as we try to make a move here straight away on Danny Rick. We almost collect Raikkonen there. I have to take a corner cut because I almost went to the back of him. Somehow we had a huge lockup, even though the tyres are nasty in the temperature window. Either way, we got the move done. That's all that matters. We're up to 8th place. Let's try and get past a couple more cars here. Ricardo's trying to come back at me, but we're going to defend that quite easily. And the battle for the lead continues also, which is pretty good. Looks like Verstappen's retaken the lead after that entire thing. So he's going to be the one we're battling here today. These two in front are really strong for pace. I need to try and get a move on them. Let's see if we can make a pass. Good exit there. That McLaren won't have much of a toe. We're going to get a chance to make something happen here. The Mercedes goes through. We're going to pull to the inside on Bottas. Side by side into Ascari. Oh, we get a little bit loose there, but we do get the move on Bottas, as does Raikkonen. Let's try and keep up with the Iceman. Maybe try and pass him on the pit straight. I'm expecting the AI to pit any second now, so we'll see when that does happen. But there's a massive battle going on in front for 2nd place again. These tyres are not switching on, I can't lie. I'm really struggling for a rear grip on over my rears. I mean, everything looks okay, just no pace at the minute. Either way, it's a good restart. 7th place, going to the end of the race. I've moved my brake bias towards the rear. I've put it on 56, that's avoiding the lockups. We're getting a nice gap to the cars behind, and also the leaders aren't super far away at the minute. DRS will be enabled now, I believe, on this next lap. Still no leaders pit though, everyone's staying out. Verstappen's setting a purple lap. That soft tire still got the pace.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Yep, and we're going to try and use that to get past Kimi on this lap. Really struggling for rear grip still, I can't lie, which is stopping me from getting really close to Kimi. We are going to get close this time, but not close enough. I'm going to go on the brakes early to avoid him taking a weird line. Looks like we've got a Renault here. If this is for position, no, surely not. It must be a lapped car. It can't be for position. If it is, then fair play. But we're going to try and get a move here into Parabolica now. We're going to make sure we stay nice and close. I think it is for position somehow. Renault's got itself higher up. I've got no grip at all on these. I've got no ring damage, just a lot of understeer. I'm just so far back, I can't get any exits. But it looks like it is for position. And it is Stroll, so fair play. Kimi goes past. I'm just going to wait. Try and get an okay exit through here. Or not. Again, I can't do anything on these tyres at the minute. Just for some reason they feel horrific. I'm just going to have to sit here. I can't get past these two cars. It's really frustrating me. Stroll going for a move on Kimi. This could end ugly. We've got to be careful. Oh dear. Kimi's sideways out of there. Again, momentum from my end completely gone. This is helping Verstappen out. He's somehow going to beat me in this race. Even though I thought I nailed it with a pit stop with the safety car, the AI just costing me time. Into Parabolica again. Are they both going to pit and get out of my damn way? Hopefully they do, because I can't overtake them on track. Alright, at least Kimi goes, but Stroll stays out. Verstappen pits as well. Or is it Russell? It's Verstappen. So there we go. I'm too far back to get a move on Stroll, I think, from here. So we're going to have to wait again and be patient. I put him under some pressure. He's gone defensive slightly, but we're nowhere near going to be close enough or get the traction here. Can we get a move on Stroll here? We've got DRS full power enabled into Ascari. Had a look, but no way through. I just can't get an exit to get the run on any damn car at the minute. It's really annoying me. It highlights my problem with this game, which I'll get into maybe in a separate video, but it's just annoying. I can't get any traction ever on any tyre compared to the AI, which they always get perfect traction. Hopefully he'll get out of the way and pit. There we go. That's the only way I was going to pass. That was the only way, but oh, the way we're going to hit the front here. So now we've got to manage the gap for pretty much half race distance. We're pretty much at the halfway point. We've got to manage this now for the rest of the race and see if we can try and win this Grand Prix. But at the minute, we're looking good. Verstappen's got himself up to P2 now. He just got past Grosjean. So he's got a free run at us. And we've got pretty much half race to go. 11-second gap to manage. We've got to try and pretty much keep that less than a second lap and we should be okay. Hopefully these tyres have pace, because at the minute I'm struggling to kind of find any rhythm on these. At the minute we're on for a 1-3. Kvyat currently in the 3rd place, on for a podium. He's been hunted down a little bit, I believe, by an Alfa Romeo and George Russell in the other Red Bull, but he's doing okay at the minute from what I can tell. I'm trying to burn off the excess fuel that I have to see if I can lighten the car a bit and try and improve things. I've moved the brake bias more towards the rear again. I just hate locking up the rears because it feels so unstable, but I'm locking up the fronts all the time. I've got some kind of brake problem this race. Ever since practice, I realised something's not right. I'm running 74% brake pressure. And I'm still somehow locking up, you know, with 74% brake pressure and 58 brake bias, so something's not quite right. I've had it before in this career mode. When the cars get really fast, there are inconsistencies with the brakes and other things, but yeah, we're going to try and make it work nonetheless. I will say the car's getting a little bit better now. The fuel's burning off a little bit, both in terms of the extra fuel that I'm burning off, and also the car's getting lighter lap by lap. And we're using upper engine mode. And the brake bias switch to the rear has worked to improve my pace a little bit. Gap is 8.9, let's say 9 seconds, with 10 full laps to go. We're on target at the minute. This is looking good. If the tyres hold on, Verstappen won't catch us at this rate. I've had to put the brake bias more towards the front. I was starting to lose control on the braking on the rears, which is what I was worried about. Nothing I can really do. Verstappen's still pushing, but now we're locking up on the front. I just can't win. I can't find the right braking balance, and that's causing me to really be terrible on the braking, which is a problem I've had for a couple of games now. I can't be good on the brakes. I think Verstappen is going to catch us. He's picking up his pace. My pace has dropped off a little bit. I just can't run at the same rhythm as him on these tyres. They've not felt great at any point during the stint, and now I'm starting to struggle with tyre wear, and also, like I said, I'm having braking problems, so I can't quite really find maximum lap time. But if we run the math now over the line, currently next time we cross the line there'll be 5 full racing laps to go from 23 from 27. So you know, 5 laps is going to be at least 5 seconds, but what is it going to be across the line? 4.1, so Verstappen will probably catch us going on to the last 2 laps, I think. Especially because the AI tend to go even faster in the last 2 laps of the race, because they're coded to go for the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen fastest lap. He's really going for this. He's going to catch us quite easily. And I've kept a little bit of fuel in the reserves if I need it. Another fastest lap from Verstappen. 2 seconds behind. He's going to catch us next lap. Here we go then. Last 2 laps of the race. Verstappen, I think, will have DRS on us now. Another fastest lap again. He's really going for this. Buckle up, boys. It's going to get intense. This is my last chance to save some ERS before he attacks me on this back straight. We're going to try and set up the exit. Here we go. Verstappen's going to try around the outside. Do we have anything on the straight to respond with? I don't think we do. No, we ain't got enough. Verstappen's managed to get ahead before the brake zone. All I can do is hope to stay on the back end, which we haven't quite done. We pick up a warning for track limits, but we are still close enough. If I can just get a good exit out the final corner, I can still do this. No, I'm struggling. I don't have the grip. Damn it. It's gone. Verstappen's done it. Crap. I can't stop this guy in the Red Bull, man. Just too bloody quick. Here we go then, last lap of the Grand Prix. We try to keep Verstappen close. I'm on for a personal best, of course, with DRS assistance, but he's got too much pace and too much grip. You can visually see how he just leaves me behind through the parabolica. Bump to the line, and it's going to be a 2nd and 3rd place for us as a team, and we'll take that.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? You must be thrilled to be up on the podium. You had a close battle today, didn't you? Appreciate your time.
Right, so looking at the final race results then for the Italian Grand Prix, Verstappen wins ahead of ourselves and Danica Kvyat. We're still yet to win a race in this career, and we came so close today, and the strategy almost worked out, but I think too many mistakes and too many inconsistencies with the hard tire and also the braking issues just caused us to lose too much time. Otherwise, I would have been okay and I would have held on for that race win. Either way, a second and third place for us is a double podium and it's a great result. We actually beat Russell as well, who finished in P4, so that's great. Gasly P5, Kimi P6 and Mercedes, a really strong result for them. And then Norris, Hulkenberg, Bottas and Sainz round out the top 10 here today. Missing out on the points, we have Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Leclerc, Stroll, Ricciardo, Albon, Magnussen, and then we've got Hamilton, Vettel and Perez. All three of them, including both Racing Points, retiring from the Grand Prix here today after that massive collision with the retirement issue with Lewis Hamilton. But in terms of the standings after that race, we are currently in 6th and 7th as we both overtake Lewis Hamilton, so that's a great result. And we also cut down the deficit to Sebastian Vettel as well. So, like I said in the last episode, we're slowly chipping away, and I think the battle for second place is still available. I think we can still catch George Russell, both myself and Danica Kvyat, because we're improving as a two and as a tandem. In terms of the constructors though, you can see we're currently in 4th place, really putting away clear now from Williams, and we're about 50 points behind Racing Points, so we are closing down, and again the target is that second place finish. But guys, that is going to be it for this video here today. If you guys enjoyed it, then drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.